Okay. Hello, everybody. I'd like to give a few minutes to allow people to get signed on and logged on to the webinar. So we're going to just pause for a couple of minutes here so people can log on. And then we'll get started.
Welcome, welcome everyone.
All right, it looks like we have about 10 participants. Let's maybe give it another minute or so, and then we'll jump right in. Welcome, everyone who took some time out of their busy schedule to attend our CSP Global webinar, Navigating Enrollment on Your Journey to a Doctorate in Kinesiology.
Welcome.
All right, so I think we'll get started now. The agenda for tonight, we're going to introduce Gloria Allen and myself. We're both enrollment advisors here with the Concordia University St. Paul Doctorate Program. I'd like you to, if you would, add your questions in the Q&A chat, and we encourage lots of questions, so please ask. We are going to talk about the EDD and the PhD in Kinesiology program. We're going to give you the details on the program as well as the enrollment steps, the admission requirements, and then we'll talk about next steps. All right, so my name is Robin Sherbet. I am an enrollment advisor here with Concordia University St. Paul. If some of you are applicants or in the process or attending students, you might have come across myself, and we also have Gloria Allen, who is this other enrollment advisor with our program.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, everyone. It is such a pleasure to welcome you all here on tonight. We are expecting you all to just answer.
So it looks like Gloria might have gotten a frozen there for a second. Well, let's move on while we unfreeze her. All right, so now we're gonna have a discussion about, oh, there she is. All right,
Okay.
there you go, Gloria.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So anyway, I will not keep us any longer since I was frozen, but
All right, so let's get started. All right, why do students choose CSP Global for a doctorate in kinesiology? Well, there's a lot of reasons why you should choose CSP Global for a doctorate, and we're going to talk about those reasons. How would we describe the CSP faculty teaching philosophy? A couple of words. Our faculty are mentors. They're experienced mentors that bring a lot of experience and background to the table. They are student-focused, and they are very supportive. I think those are three great descriptive statements about our faculty, and we'll talk a little bit more as we get further into the webinar. Do you have a mentor to help support you through your studies? Absolutely. Not only do you have a mentor, and our faculty actually are mentors to you, but you'll also have an academic advisor. We have over 50 advisors to select from. You get to decide who you'll want to work with once you get to know them, their backgrounds. If it feels like a good fit, you'll get to decide who you want on your dissertation on your dissertation committee. How quickly can you progress through the program? We're going to talk about that. The program, depending on transfer credits and how many classes you take every term, we have 8-week terms. We're going to talk about that. So how quickly you can progress will depend on the transfer credits that you bring in, if you bring in any, and how many classes you take per 8 weeks. It can be done in as few as 3 years, actually. All right, so let's get into some program details on the EDD and the PhD. We are fully accredited through the Higher Learning Commission, same institution as Notre Dame, University of Illinois, Michigan State. We've been accredited since 1959. We have reaffirmation of accreditation in 2018, and the next one following is going to be 2028. I understand there is a question in the chat. I'll read, I am finishing my master's in sports nutrition. To submit my application for the PhD in kinesiology and exercise and sports nutrition, can I do it now or do I have to wait until graduation? No, we would encourage you now. We are accepting applications for the entire 2024 year. The sooner you apply, the sooner we can talk you through the documents that you need to submit as a part of your application, the sooner you can get a decision, not only on whether or not you've been accepted into the program, but how many transfer credits you're allowed to bring in. All right. Thank you for asking that. So our EDD concentration, our EDD and PhD concentrations, we have 4 different concentrations. We have exercise science, exercise and sports nutrition, exercise physiology, and strength and conditioning. And these are both available if you're deciding on a PhD or an EDD. So the EDD, just to give you a kind of a idea of the EDD versus the PhD. Typically, the EDD is ideal for individuals looking to apply their research to real-world situations and work directly with clients, as opposed to research in an academic setting, which you would do with a PhD. This program will prepare you for leadership roles within your field, as well as teaching, if you'd like, at the post-secondary level. I talk to a lot of students who own businesses, and typically an EDD, whether you own a business or you work in the healthcare sector, can only enhance your experience with the education and knowledge, add that doctorate credential. And it will give you the opportunity to teach. The PhD is a little bit more focused on research. There are actually 3 additional research classes in the PhD, and this is ideal for individuals looking to conduct in-depth research or enter a career in academia or research. Additionally, this program will prepare you to conduct and publish your own work if that's something you have a desire in. All right. So some of the career opportunities, having an EDD or a doctor or just a doctorate, whether it's a PhD or an EDD, as you can see, from a researcher to an exercise science teacher, a public health professional, health educator, exercise physiologist, program coordinators, a number of opportunities. And you just need to, if you have some ideas or you're not sure, you'll reach out to either Gloria and I, and we can help kind of brainstorm with you based on what it is you're looking for. We'll match you with the right program and the right concentration. And we're more than happy to do that.
Robin,
All right. Yes.
can you hear me? I just wanted to make sure because I was off and now I'm back.
Welcome back, Gloria.
All right,
So
that's good.
yes, we are going to talk about the program format. The great news about our doctoral program is that it's 100% online. There's never a reason you have to come to campus, ever. Now, if you'd like to come to campus, if you happen to be in our state and you want to visit our campus, you're more than welcome, and we do have resources available to students. But the resources we have on campus, we're going to help you find those resources where you live. So we're going to help you to connect and find the resources you need to do, whether it's labs or research. Our program is asynchronous, and what that means is there's no set time for you to log on to class. So you can decide when you log in, get your assignments done. As long as you meet the deadlines of each requirement, there's no particular time to log in. And this is really nice because you have a tremendous amount of flexibility. Most of our students are working professionals, they have families. I think it's really important as you get through your first 8-week class, maybe even your second class, is to find that sweet spot, that time in your schedule that works for you, that allows you to focus and get your work done. You could take your computer, do it anywhere, anytime. Just make sure you have a good signal. The classes are small. Our cohorts are no more than 12 to 20 students. And like I mentioned, we do have on-campus resources if you'd like to visit. All right. So we take a modern, fresh, and sensible approach to earning a doctorate degree. What does that mean? We're not like traditional doctoral programs in a number of ways. Number one, support is key in every aspect of the program. There is a high level of engagement from our experienced faculty. Faculty and students are mutual partners. This is about you and what you'd like to study and what you'd like to do. This isn't about the university. I've heard from other students that have enrolled in other programs that the dissertation, they felt like it was being created for the school so the school could benefit. This has nothing to do with us. We want you to benefit. So we want you to select a topic that works for you. Another important aspect of our program is that you're going to achieve your dissertation milestones along the way. What does that mean? By the third class in the program, we're going to start integrating your dissertation milestones. So if you look at them, we're going to explore with you what you'd like in terms of personal and professional interest in terms of your dissertation. We're going to provide the support that you need. We're going to help you in your area get the resources that you need to work on your dissertation. We look to challenge you as a student. We talked about an extensive mentoring model, exposure to networking opportunities. So there is a question in our box. I'd like to answer it in our Q&A, and thank you for posing it. The question is, since I live in Florida and I would like to get some lab experience, can I come here and there like for a week and stay in the lab all day? Absolutely. There's a tremendous amount of flexibility. If you'd like to come to campus and work in our labs, you can. However, that said, we will help you and support you in finding what you need in your area in Florida so you don't have to make the trip to our campus. But you're more than welcome. You are a student of CSP once you're accepted, and you're more than welcome to attend our university and utilize our resources. Great question. Thank you. Next slide, please. All right. One of the things that really puts us out there and above, I should say, is that we are a transfer-friendly university. We will consider up to 12 credit hours if you have a master's degree in a related field. If you're an alumni of CSP, we'll consider up to 24 credit hours from your master's coursework. If you hold a doctorate in a related field, a chiropractor, a physical therapist, we'll consider up to 21 transfer credits. Having that opportunity to transfer credits in is going to do two great things. It's going to shorten the length of your program potentially and the costs, which I know are important to students. So we are one of the only schools. I'm sure there are a few out there. I don't want to say we're the only one, but there are very few schools that offer this transfer credit opportunity, and it's an exciting part of our program. Let me check the chat box here. All right, nothing there yet. Thank you those who are asking questions and continue to do so. So our faculty are pretty amazing. There are bios on our website where you can take a look at their background. You are going to get to know them as you get into the program and decide who you'd like to work with. They are a blend of full-time and part-time faculty. They come with a wealth of knowledge and a background experience working in companies such as Mayo Clinic, CDC, Duke Hospital, NFL. So we represent a wide variety. Their experience represents a wide variety. They definitely are industry leaders, so connecting with them is so critical, and they will make themselves available to you because they have extensive networking connections. Our faculty do act as dissertation advisors. So as you're going through your classes, you're going to get to know them and you're going to feel who you're comfortable with and who you'd like to sit on your committee with you. And you'll get to select. You'll get to choose from 50 advisors who work with no more than 5 less students. We want to ensure a high level of engagement. And when we talk about why we stand out in terms of our university is the support you receive, like I mentioned earlier, and the mentoring model. The faculty and students are seen as equal partners. Yeah, so any questions about that before we move on? All right. So like I mentioned, we have a unique dissertation process I mentioned earlier, which is embedded and integrated into the courses. It'll start at your third course. So a lot of other universities have students take a lot of their didactic classes and then jump into this huge dissertation, this huge looming project. And it can be a little intimidating. And we reduce your anxiety by embedding these dissertation, the process into the coursework. So you'll go through the process starting in your third class of identifying your topic. We want you to identify something that you're passionate about. You'll also identify an advisor, and then you'll go through drafting, formatting, you'll draft the literature review, the methodology, and then we'll prepare you for the formal dissertation proposal. The great thing about CSP is there's no comprehensive exam requirement. So that takes a huge burden off of folks who are worried about that. There are a lot of other schools who do require a comprehensive exam. We do not. All right. So tuition and financial resources. Let's talk about tuition. We know it's important. We happen to be among the most affordably fully online programs in the nation. Our per credit hour is $690. Per class, it comes to roughly $2,070 for the EDD. If you didn't transfer in any credit hours, the full program would be roughly $42,090. And for the PhD, because I mentioned there's a few more research-based classes, same credit hour at 690, 2,000 per course, for a total of 46,230 if you don't transfer any credits in. That's if you're doing the entire program. Now, some of the ways you can fund your education is through financial aid. It's available to those who apply and qualify. We'll always make sure you get the link. If you decide to do anything out of pocket, you can break that payment, that 2,070. You pay that per course every 8 weeks. You can break that into 2 payments across the 8 weeks, so it's not such a heavy burden when you start the first 8 weeks or every 8 weeks as you enter into a new class. We often ask our students to see if they have any kind of employment reimbursement, tuition reimbursement through their employer. You can use private loans. If you're a veteran or active duty military, you may have access to resources through the military. And we'll talk about all of these things as we're going through and chatting with you about the program. And then one thing that's important to look, many of you come in with certifications, you belong to professional organizations, and I often, both Gloria and I always suggest that you check through those associations, affiliations, and organizations to see if they're offering any scholarships and grants. And then additionally, we'll send you a link as well to get you started on a search for scholarships and grants that are outside of Concordia University, St. Paul. All right. So the application requirements. The good news is there is no GRE or GMAT. Whew, that's one huge headache that you don't have to worry about. There is a free online application. We're happy to walk you through, give you instructions to do so. It's very short, takes less than 10 minutes. What I do want to talk to you about and prepare you for is that when you're filling out your online application, it's important at that point that you've identified the 2 people that you'd like to recommend you. These can be professional or academic. We only need 2. And as you're filling out the application, you want to list your recommenders, their names and their contact information, specifically their email. And then once you submit your application, there'll be an email that will be sent to those recommenders, and they'll be able to fill out a form and submit it back. We also need a professional goal statement. We want you to talk about who you are as a professional, how you got here, and how getting a doctorate degree in kinesiology is going to take you to the next step in your career. That's really important for us to know. Grammar is important. The good news about these requirements is that Gloria and I will be able to review all of them before we send you in for an official review. So if there's anything we need you to change, amend, we'll talk to you about that. We also need a writing sample. This is not something you have to create. This is something you can utilize in your previous master's degree. You want to find a piece of work that you're happy about. As long as it has APA citations and a reference page, you can use it. If you have a doctorate, you can use a paper or a writing sample from your doctorate degree. So you will submit a writing sample, but you don't have to create it. It's already a piece of work you've already done, so we make it easy. And then finally, we'd love to see your resume or your CV. We want to take a look at who you are. It's important to us that we get to know you, that our faculty knows you, our admission committee knows you, and that resume and CV are just going to add to that. So those are our application requirements. I do want to
And
mention before I go, oh, go ahead, Gloria.
sure, sure. And I just want to say really quickly here, of all
Yes.
the documents that are listed here at the time of application, the only one that is required at the time are going to be your letters of recommendation. And all we will need is their email addresses. So when you get ready to complete your application, just have that idea of who you're going to use. And that, again, is the only thing at the time of application of this list is required, just the email addresses of your two recommenders. So just wanted
Thank
to
you,
add that.
Gloria. Yeah, I
Mhm.
appreciate that. I also want to let you know that in terms of the requirements we do require a GPA of a 3.0 or higher from your master's degree. Um, and the application will ask you to send an unofficial transcript. There's no need to do that because we do require official transcripts from your previous master's degree or doctorate program. They do need to be sent school to school. There are a lot of electronic services now that will do that for you, parchment transcripts. Plus National Student Clearinghouse, and Gloria and I will be a part of helping you obtain those official transcripts if you need some assistance. So those are our application requirements. Let me check to see if there's any new questions. Nothing at this point.
Nothing yet.
Okay, thank you, Gloria.
Mhm.
All right, so the next steps in the process. So you're going to reach out to your enrollment specialist to complete your application. If you're currently enrolled and you have questions, do not hesitate to reach out to Gloria and I. You can reach out using that phone number or that email. You can apply ahead of time before you talk to Gloria and I. A lot of students sometimes put in their application and then they connect with Gloria and I so we can share all the details about the program. And feel free to write that email address down where you can apply. And you can get started as soon as you'd like. Applications are open for 2024, and you're more than welcome to apply. Our next start is January 8th, and that will be our Spring 1 session. Classes, I didn't mention earlier, are 8 weeks in length. They do run back to back. There is a natural holiday break. And generally, depending on the amount of transfer credits you bring in, if any, you can complete the program in as few as 3 years. And again, that will depend on transfer credits. So why we encourage you to apply is it's important. You'll know if you have transfer credits, and knowing that you have transfer credits or not will give you an idea of the length of program, the cost of the program, so you'll have some questions answered just by applying. Now, if for some reason you changed your mind and you applied for spring and you wanted to change your start date, you're okay, we're okay with that. But as soon as you submit your application and your supporting documents, we will, Gloria and I, send you in for review. Assuming you're accepted, you will immediately have your transcripts evaluated through the registrar's office, and within a couple of days, we'll know how many transfer credits did transfer in, which I know, like I said, is important to many of you. We're going to connect you to your student success coach. Her name is Molly. She's fantastic. She's going to reach out to you once Gloria and I get you across the finish line. She's going to talk you through those transfer credits. She's going to talk you through your degree plan, help you understand where your courses are in the sequence based on your transfer credits.
All right. And Robin, if it's okay, we have a couple of questions. I just wanted to make sure because I've been in and out. Miss Coro, she did ask a question about, I think it may have been you may have covered how soon can you actually apply? And she's working on her master's. So did we get the answer that it is okay to go ahead and start the application while she's working on her master's? Did we cover that already? I
We
just want to
covered
be
the first
sure.
two. Yes,
Perfect,
yes,
perfect, perfect.
yes.
And then, can you start any semester? Ms. Tompkins has that question. question. And so the answer to that's a really good question. Yes, you can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you sure can. So the dates for the spring application, the start date is the 28th. Generally, documents are required a week and a half before, but I caution you not to wait. Why not? Why not? Classes fill up quickly, number one. Number two, we want you to get your foot in the door. And we also want you to see if you do have transfer credits, how many you're transferring over, which again is going to give you a better idea of how long you'll be in the program, and we can sort of narrow down the cost of the program based on those transfer credits. So January 8th is when classes start, and I will, Phyllis, get to you. I don't have in front of me the documentation deadline. Like I said, it's generally a week and a half, 2 weeks before the start. And Gloria and I are here to answer all your questions, help get you through the process, and answer anything you need. So don't hesitate to reach out to either one of us. Gloria, did you have anything to add?
Well, I just wanted to mention to Ms. Tafoya, Deidre, and with the undergraduate coursework, it's definitely going to serve as a foundation for you. But coming into the doctorate program, the only consideration we are using is the master's program.
So if you're unsure about your master's completion date, I always suggest that students apply anyway, especially if it's in the same year. So let's say, for example, Deidre, that you're graduating in May or even the fall. Go ahead and apply and submit your supporting documents, which Gloria and I will help you with. And then if you're accepted, what we'll ask you to do, and even prior to acceptance, is we'll ask you to get a letter from your registrar's office at your current university that has your current GPA and your expected graduation date. So you can submit all your documents, including that letter from the registrar's office, and we then can give you a decision. So yes, you can submit if you're unsure about your master's completion date. And let's say it takes you a little bit longer than expected. That's perfectly okay. We can always change your date. It's a click of a button. Phyllis, the dates for spring application, the month is January, so January 8th is when the class starts. So it will be at the end of December when the documents are due, but I would get your documents in as soon as possible. It helps expedite the process, and we'll definitely get you those dates. Thank you. All right, any other questions or concerns? Don't be shy.
These have been really good questions.
They have been excellent questions.
And we have one about the GI Bill.
Yes, can you use the GI Bill? Absolutely. What I would do is reach out to your military, the person who you work with in the military that oversees your GI Bill, and connect with them to find out, if you have anything left on your GI Bill, and then we can connect you with a military specialist here at Concordia University, St. Paul, to help you work through all of that.
Yes, we welcome our veterans. Love to serve.
Absolutely. So you're a retired veteran, Phyllis, it says in the chat. And so I don't know if you're receiving a veteran benefits, and we do accept veteran benefits. Again, it would be up to you to reach out to your military spokesperson or the person who's responsible for those benefits to find out what you do have available. And then we'll connect you with a military advisor, financial aid advisor through Concordia. All right, so go ahead, Gloria. There's a couple of more questions. Yeah.
Yes, there's a really good question here I wanted to go ahead and respond to. I will apply for fall 2024 semester. I'll complete my master's in July 2024, and I'm on track with classes. I have understood you need a letter from the registrar of my university. Do I have to provide it, or are you come into contact with the university?
That is a great question.
It's an excellent question.
Yes. No, you're going to need to reach out to the registrar's office with your university, and on a letterhead, you want them to document your enrollment in the program, your date of completion, date of graduation, and your current GPA. Now, the reason we have you do that, if you want to apply for the fall and you want to get a decision sooner than later, and you're still in your master's degree, you're going to send in your unofficial documents from your master's degree before you graduate, and you're going to accompany that with a letter from the registrar's office. And Gloria and I will be able to show you in the application where you can upload that document.
All right. All right, here's another excellent question from Rob. If I was admitted for fall 2023, but want to defer enrollment until fall 2024, so you're out, can I do that?
So that's a good question, Rob. So a couple of questions I have. Did you start in fall 2023 and take any classes? If so, the answer will be a little different than if you were just accepted for fall 2023 and didn't start classes. Definitely, Rob, I can reach out to you. I know I'm working with you, and you and I can have a conversation about that. I'm happy to chat with you about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have another question. You're completing a master's in exercise science and sports nutrition from the University of Tampa and a second master's in sports nutrition from the University of Real Madrid online. I don't hear the question, just a statement, but I'm assuming you'll want to, yeah. So you'll want to, we'll need your official transcripts from both universities to determine what, if any, transfer credits can transfer over from both of those masters. But we will need official transcripts. All right. I understand it as a statement. I'm sorry. I just saw that Gloria said that for me. Thank you. It's a little late. My brain has been on go all day. I apologize for not seeing that. You guys are asked, and people, you're asking amazing questions. Is there anything else you can think of in this moment? And if not, always know that you can reach out to Gloria and I for any questions about enrollment, about the program. We're here to serve you and help you make the process easy, understand the program. And yeah, we're here. We're here for you.
You know, I'm excited, Robin, about the information that's come forth regarding the master's because of the potential transfer credit. Master's in exercise science and sports nutrition. I am excited about the potential of that evaluation.
Absolutely. Great. Yes, great point, Gloria. Yeah, as long as you have a master's in a related field, you could potentially earn up to 12 transfer credits toward your doctorate.
Yes.
So that is fantastic. Any additional questions? All right. Well, I can't tell you what a pleasure it's been to chat with you all tonight. We so appreciate you spending some time in this webinar, understanding who we are at CSP, what we offer, how to get started. And Gloria and I will be here to answer any of your questions via email, text, phone call. And we're excited that you joined us, and we will hopefully be excited to see your application and your acceptance into our university. Gloria, any final remarks?
I know you've probably already covered this, but I, was not present perhaps, but I just wanted to encourage everyone, if you have not already, please view the webinar that Dr. Buns presents. It's actually there on the website. It gives so much information. He is definitely student-centered, and I believe you'll be able to glean a lot of information so that you can utilize that in making decisions and just really hearing the wealth of information that our faculty will provide as you're coming through, but definitely would like for you to take a moment if you haven't had the opportunity and listen to his webinar.
Absolutely. That's a great point. Dr. Matthew Buns is the program chair of the doctorate. He's the director of the Doctorate in Kinesiology program. Wealth of experience, wonderful human being. He did a wonderful webinar, like Gloria said, and there are some additional webinars on the website as well from a current student, some faculty bios. So like Gloria said, we invite you to visit our website, glean as much information as you can, and give us a call, and we'll take you to the next steps. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to wish everyone a good night. Again, we appreciate you joining us, and hopefully we'll be talking to you soon. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gloria.
Good night. Thank you, Robin.
Good night.